Good afternoon. Welcome to Talking Horses. Big A Anthony Stabile, Andy Serling. The final Saturday of the Aqueduct Beat. Big racing day with big action down at Oakland Park later, which we'll talk about in a moment. How you doing today?
I'm doing well.
Glad to hear.
Ready to roll. Always get a little sad when we turn the page from the Big A, but
I agree. I hate leaving our winter home.
It means spring is here, which is a good thing. Yeah, look, most people are glass half full or glass empty. I'm the kind of guy that goes out to get the pitcher, or I usually have it brought to me.
You're a glass half.
I like to fill the cup up. That's what I like to do.
You're not
so I know we leave here, but it's spring, so we'll be sitting at Belmont. Hopefully, the weather gods are nice. It's supposed to be 65 degrees next Saturday. Be able to sit out.
Saturday's supposed to be nice. The opening day looks cold and windy.
A little cold, but Saturday I'll hopefully be sitting outside, watching the horses. Be nice.
I look forward to it.
Me too.
Anthony and I are almost roommates at Belmont. His office is right next to mine. We're well hidden at Belmont Park, and it's nice. It's nice to get back on the roof at Belmont.
Yeah.
So beautiful to look out. I agree. We have a special present for you. Look.
There it is, right in between it.
We got the promo code. Let me tell you, I've got a lot of pull around here, okay? It took a lot. I pulled a lot of strings, but for you, we've got you that promo code, and it's Derby25. You use that promo code to sign up at NYRABets.com. You'll not only get your first $200 of your initial deposit matched, but you'll get a $25 free bet on the Kentucky Derby. That's exciting.
You can't bet it on Concert Tour. He's not running.
No, he's not. Apparently, 3 weeks after the Arkansas Derby wasn't enough. I guess it's Bob's first time.
It was a surprise.
Arkansas Derby. Cross country pick 5. Love these. Keeneland 7. They are expecting some showers at Keeneland. I watched the pre-race show with Gabby Godet and Scott Hazelton. They were both completely caught off guard by the fact that it was supposed to rain at Keeneland, despite friends of mine up in Boston texting me and telling me it was going to rain at Keeneland today. So
it's muddy at Oakland,
and
muddy at Oakland to start the day.
Really?
Muddy
that
at
dries
Oakland
pretty quickly.
It does.
And their last race is in about 2 days. The Keeneland 9th, the Elkhorn. I'll leave that at the turf. The Aqueduct 9th, not the Elkhorn. And the Oakland 9th, the Oakland Handicap.
A couple of scratches out of the Elkhorn. The one in Monarch's Glen and Cross Border are out.
Monarch's Glen, one of your favorites.
Monarch's Glen and...
he had no shot.
Anyhow. Rosario and first-time maker. I don't know if I want to say no shot.
Who's Joel going to ride in the Derby now that Concert Tour is
I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, look at that.
He took the job here. He just wanted to have a little exclusivity as to when the races were going to be, and just firing away.
He saw us and he said, what can I do to be close to Anthony and Anthony?
You make a great point. There's a win back on that Apple Blossom as well.
Through Naira Bets.
Through Naira Bets. You got to do it on the app. If you bet $25 or more on Latruska, there'll be a $20. You can get up to $20 more.
What's your ID out? Did you get a new one or something?
I got a new one a few weeks ago for my birthday. Yeah.
Really?
Well, they expired.
Yeah, we didn't race on Anthony's birthday, so in case you missed it, it's March 31st. But it's never too early to get ready for next year.
Never.
Race number 1, there was a big scratch here, both for Anthony and in the course of the race.
Here we go.
Because it took out of speed. And we'll take a look at Darbys Angel, second City. I wasn't dying to pick her with the 1 out. It's a joke. I mean, she's the loose speed in here, and since Oscar Barrera doesn't have any horses in here, she's supposed to be tough. I mean, where else supposed to go? Pecan Patty, first time for Michelle Nevin, or
everything can say those
Violent
words.
Trick, who's her form is kind of. I mean, her 2 races at Claim are terrible, but I did put her second.
Now look, they were against
much better.
They were against better, but
much better.
Part of the much better was Darbys Angel, who's beating her a pole.
Blew her away in this race. And now she's like totally loose in here. I mean,
totally.
She looks like she's going to be 3-5.
Yep. Pecan Patty has run on the circuit, but
it was
a long.
She's the horse.
She's the horse. Yeah.
She's the horse.
I can't believe you remember that. There's a long time.
I remembered
long time ago. We're talking about 1.5 years at this point. I would think she
was originally a Danny Gargan horse who started her career out really good. Danny dropped her in for a tag, and she was 1-5, and she was a bad second or third.
She's the horse.
Yeah.
I landed on her for second. That's by attrition here, really. I didn't know what else to do.
I don't know what to do with her either. No. I mean, which I respect Michelle Nevin. I just looked at
the Violent Trick races, the last 2 races are just so bad. I know they were getting so much better, but Andy, she didn't run a smidge.
Last time.
Nothing.
I mean, the one thing you say about last time, in fairness, it was very hard to close that day. Now, she didn't pick up an inch.
Right. I mean, she's just running in place around a racetrack.
I agree. I agree. Wow, you've got her. No peaches and spice for you?
Speaking of my birthday, Peaches and Spice ran me down. I was sitting next to Acacia in the Equestress. She cut down a Michelle Nevin horse. I was alive for like 2,200 on my birthday.
She beat me too.
Acacia turned to me and she's like, nobody should lose that kind of money on their birthday.
That's right. She beat me too that day.
5 years ago.
And I don't even think she was that big a price. She paid like $17 or something.
Right. She was middle. She was a
Sloppy
middling
track,
price.
I want to say.
It was a wet track. Yeah. You know who won the finale?
Who? I don't.
Cespedes. I bailed out with Rudy.
Yeah.
Cespedes won the finale
that day. It's a good thing that Travis Stone wasn't calling that day. Who even knows what he would have called him?
Yeah. Cespedes, yeah. In any event, I bailed out with Cespedes in the finale that day, and I went home, bankroll intact on my birthday.
For those who don't know the joke, Travis
called the
long
Grom
before he won a few Cy Youngs. To be fair,
that's true.
He did not know the pronunciation of DeGrom.
DeGrom.
And we still joke about it. He actually joked about it in a call at Churchill last year sometime.
A few years ago, yeah.
No, I think the past year when we were showing all the races, I think he made a sort of joking reference to getting the name right. It was it was funny. Anyhow, I think it's one of the few mistakes. It's always good to have a sense of humor about yourself. Race number 2, I feel like I kind of misread this race because you and everybody likes the 9, who I don't get at all in here. David's never wrong about these things. I thought Jade Stream would be 6-5 in this race. We'll take a look at Jade Stream's race on the turf back on September 26th. And yeah, in a lot of ways you could say he shouldn't have lost this race. But Advanced Strategy, who beat him, is a very good horse. That horse, that horse was sold off of 2 big trips in the dirt, and they brought it to Florida to run at the turf, the New York bred. That makes sense to me.
I thought it was same owners. It wasn't same owners?
I think it was a new owners. I think the horse was a private.
See, I thought I saw the silks.
I could be wrong. Anyhow, what are these Gainesway silks? They look like them. Anyway, I just thought this horse was the main speed. Now, maybe the 9 is faster. I thought this horse was the speed. And the other thing about this horse was, when this horse last ran the turf, they rated him outside against the gold rail in a ridiculous fast pace that completely incinerated. It was a private purchase, by the way.
It was, okay.
I thought this horse would just win the race. I just thought she was the best horse in here. But obviously you, David, a lot of smart people disagree, and they like this horse. What am I supposed to love about this horse?
I mean, I assume that just the drop.
What's good about this horse's turf races?
I thought this horse was okay on the turf.
Really?
This horse was okay on the turf?
Okay, I disagree. I don't like this horse at all.
Turf sprint, he ran into that. He ran into that Bartolino, who just went to the top and just kept on going. A big price for Bond. The other 2 races, the first race he got beat by the good-looking Clement runner.
Okay, how good is the good-looking Clement runner? He scratched from a race later today. How good is he?
I said he looked good in his debut. He measured him and ran him down.
Oh, that's that horse. He scratched it. He's the horse that everybody said that Joel didn't try with him last time, which was nonsense. He was getting out, I think.
Yeah.
Or lugging in or getting out. I watched it again. I get it, but they were wrong. But I don't know. Okay, listen, I'm not.
All right, now, with that said,
I thought it was. I just didn't like this horse.
I thought it was clearly these 2 because they're both running on turf for a tag for the first time. I think the 3rd horse in is Bricko, and you know, I'm kind of right down the line with the morning line here. If the 3rd horse in is Bricko, he's had a few chances for the tag.
Well, he's not just had a few chances. He's humiliated himself a few times for the tag. To be fair,
if he's the 3rd horse, I got to feel pretty comfortable with the 2 drop downs in here.
I thought Bourbon Brown wasn't totally impossible in this race. I don't know. Winner of his last race came from 9th. I know the figure wasn't great, but let me ask you a question. You dying to win that race down at Tampa for half the purse you can run up for here?
Half the purse. I think it's like 35% of the purse.
Right. So I mean, I don't know. It felt like a reasonable enough race. I thought that horse was much more dangerous. I'm probably wrong. And I respect it. I don't love the 9 in this race. I'm not saying he can't win. I thought the 2 was way the horse to beat in this race.
Well, I think Vauclair will be short.
Will
be shorter than him.
Yeah, I mean, he is in doubles right now, and if David thinks he's shorter, he probably will be shorter. I didn't get it, but okay. Maybe he'll improve first time as a 3-year-old, which is certainly possible. Race number 3. Race number 3 was tough, and you and I have the same horse in race number 3. We both left. Well, no, you've got him 3rd. We'll start the conversation though with City Mischief. I'll tell you something about City Mischief. When I first looked at him, I said, "This is a Cassie horse I'm going to hate." And then I watched the race. I don't hate this horse. This horse had a little bit of trouble in the backstretch, lost some position. Got a very good ride from Declan Carroll. This horse ran. This wasn't a bad field. This is the horse to beat in here. I think.
Covered this race on HRN. This horse was motoring.
This horse ran. Yeah.
This horse was motoring. And like you said, he had that little bit of the traffic trouble.
Clear.
This horse was rolling.
This horse ran.
And this horse was rolling.
And that looked like a legit race. You know, you look at it. I mean,
got a pretty fast fig too for that place.
Yeah. Mark Cassidy, for what it's worth. It's like an old picture of Mark, isn't it? I think it's updated. Anyway, off a maiden win in turf for what it's worth. Terrible numbers. Thought I pointed out. The horse is probably going to be favored. I still think this horse is the horse to beat.
Oh, I don't disagree with that. Off that race. I mean, that was a real race. And you and I will have no problem poo-pooing those races down at the fairgrounds.
Yeah.
That horse ran. The horse ran a real fig. That horse ran a real race for us.
Like I said, I looked at this horse right away and said, oh, I can't wait. This horse is going to be short, and I'm going to bet against this horse. And I ended up not thinking that was the case. As far as Dancing Buck, will show his first race. I'm going to argue Kendrick moved a little soon. I don't want to be too tough on Kendrick. Maybe Perfect Moneys is pretty good. I know Perfect Moneys went on to run well in the dirt. I'm not sure Perfect Moneys couldn't be a better turf horse. He also got an absolutely perfect trip in here.
Great trip.
And I'm kind of splitting hairs on Kendrick. I'm kind of picking on him, which isn't fair. He wasn't going to win anyway. The best horse won the race. He's okay, this horse, I thought.
And I think, he was the first war dancer to win on the dirt.
Ooh.
Well, that to me, that just shows that the horse has some talent, right? Because he's probably, as I agree with you, he probably belongs on the turf. That's probably his preferred surface. Yet
he won the slop too.
He did win in the slop, but then what did he get?
Badly in the gander.
He got beat a length and change for second.
He was
in
on
the
the gold
gander.
rail, but he didn't run that badly.
Right, he didn't run that badly.
No,
the horse is obviously talented. Now he's getting back to his preferred surface. One would think. And I just thought he was the logical alternative.
You and I are on the exact same page, for better or worse. So David Aragona really likes the one Dr. Blute. It's a weird move, isn't it? Off such an impressive dirt race to run. I mean, I guess you could argue if you're John Kimmel, you're finding out right away whether or not he's a turf horse, and if not, go back to dirt races. But the way this horse ran, why are you not thinking he could be a Mike Lee horse?
And I think you...
Horse ran.
I think you addressed both of your comments. I think you find out now.
That's because I'm me.
I think you find out now.
We break it after 5, by the way.
Yeah, we'll break it after 5. You find out now, and there's still time to just redirect him to the Mike Lee. This is the time to do it. I was surprised to see him back on
the other hand,
I had a tip on this horse first time, and when you get a tip on a horse in the middle of the winter, you assume the horse is going to run on the dirt, and the horse won. Now he did win.
This was your John Kimmel that
This was the John Kimmel that won. Sloppy track.
How the ones running the other day, by the way, you're a tip on. Is he finished yet? I'm just...
Nowhere.
Your Kimmel tips are...
Nowhere. They're very erratic.
Bronx Bomber almost won yesterday, so a few years later, he can't win from behind. It was a good pick in there, by the way, by you and Silly Key. It was an excellent pick. Great pick.
He ran well first time. Maybe the wet track helped him. I don't know. I'll tell you one thing. If you like the wet track, and Tomlinson's right, they're very similar, Andy. Very similar.
No, he's even got a better turf distance. My God, he's even better.
Right between the eyes.
All
kidding aside, he ran well first time out.
Unraced dam, a Friends Lake dam, produced one foal to try the turf, didn't do any running.
The not this times have been pretty useful on all surfaces, so he ran well on our first time out. I wanted to give him a little bit of a
He's going to be bet
mention.
Very strongly. See, I don't think he's going to be 5-1 because people are going to bet him off the fig and the big win, and David likes him. This horse is not going to be 5-1.
Yeah,
these are not my kind of horses.
He's likely going to get some of the swashbuckle money. Right, because I think if you like...
Well, they're all going to get some of the swashbuckle money.
Well, yeah, but I think if you like City Mischief, I don't think you worried about swashbuckle because he buried him for the figure.
Anthony,
his first figure was
a
bury him.
discussion, and he's not.
No, I
just shorter think, price than anybody else because swashbuckle scratched.
I think I think people look for alternatives, and they'll look at the first and second choices and say, okay, well, he's the third horse in. He's a little bit of
We'll agree to disagree about
card.
This nonsense. Why is Big Wonder impossible in here? I know he never wins, but.
You
know when he won?
You just said it.
The day he got bet off the board in the last race of that carry over in the pick 5.
That Belmont day?
Carry over the pick 5 or pick 6. He beat Naja for the long
that's
I saw Naja
day.
By the way. He visited me.
Did
if you had been in my office, you would have seen the great Naja Thompson. What about 3 Outlaws going back to Rob Atras?
I guess.
You can't get a piece of the price here?
I guess.
How dead on the board was that Rob Atras claim?
Please.
in the second Oscar Barrera race. That horse was
Save me some money.
That horse was bet like
I was ready to make a nice bet on that horse because I thought everything. There was a lot of, and I looked at the board and I was like,
he was so completely dead on the board.
I bet a fraction of what I was going to bet on the horse.
Unbelievable. That horse might have been one of the deadest of the board horses I've ever seen in my life.
For a barn who, when they're live,
it was like 10 to 1 in there.
I think she was 14 to 1 or something.
She was never under like 8 or 9 to 1.
She took one little punch from like 11 to 8, and I was like, "Oh, there it is."
Your $20.
And I went to go. That's exactly what I bet. I was getting ready to go bet more, and I saw like 13. I was like, "No, I'm going to pass here."
Wow,
nothing going on.
That was unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
Amazing.
Unbelievable.
So race number 4 comes along. Let's see if Anthony changed his picks. I did not. Wait, you don't have Oscar Barrera the top 4?
I did not change them.
I always had the horse in here. Actually, the scratch, I moved the horse up. We'll discuss Mind the Bird.
No, it's a barn I don't ordinarily use, but I guess now the horse should be my best bet.
Best bet of all time.
Of the day.
Well, we'll get to Mind
Single,
the Bird.
right?
David picked him. David made the move.
I don't blame him. After what I saw yesterday, I don't blame him.
If he was in the Oakland Handicap, I might bet him.
No line could have won the Met Mile yesterday.
So, see him down the stretch, looked like a wildebeest. Honorable Service, your top
Scary.
pick. We'll show you his despicable loss 3 races back, Anthony.
No, you're not.
Listen, day.
Despicable is being. I laugh because Despicable's really being kind. I mean,
this was a monster pace that collapsed.
He doesn't win this
day. On the
day.
gold rail, the horse that beat him. Though he did save ground before, but he did make an outside move, and he ran him down outside. Maybe he was a little intimidated going through inside, even though the rail was very good. But wow.
Yeah, Despicable.
He was compromised by the pace last time, which stayed together in a day. It was very hard to close. I guess he's the horse to beat. I don't know. Feels like this is such a Rudy dump job,
I crossed the rest of them out. Well, he claimed the fate. I don't know if it's really a dump job.
That's
he claimed the fate.
You're right. He claimed for 8.
He claimed the fate. And Rudy didn't claim him. Jimmy Ferraro claimed him. So
you're just the great points for
you run him back where he go. I mean,
he's the horse to beat. But
I crossed the rest of them out.
In theory, with the scratch of the number 4, Louis Cardenas is supposed to be loose in the Great Dansky with blinkers on.
Yes.
I don't know if he can run anymore, but once again, he was way above his head last time out off the claim for Wayne Potts. Horses are running well. This is a real drop for him, too, and I thought he was a very logical horse in here. The concern, though, is that not only are the 2 horses for Barrera run out of their skin yesterday, they both showed speed. I mean, even
Cadeau de Pay left was in a
4-horse wicked pace for those horses and took back.
In a 4-horse battle, took back and re-rallied like to use a Trevor Denmanism.
That was a good ride.
Like she dropped it. Great ride.
Great.
But she contested, dropped back, and it looked like she dropped it at the quarter pole.
I agree. She was running away at the end.
Cadeau de Pay.
Let me say something about Mind That Coin. Mind That Coin is a funny horse because the first and seconds, they're gold rail races, March 13th, February 21st. But this horse has back races that are good.
He does.
And I'm a little bit worried. Way the horses have run, this horse could go to the lead.
Yeah, and you can't.
Trevor likes to go.
I couldn't even argue the distance point because he's got faster races sprinting than he did going miles. Here we go again. Anyway,
that was not a great point.
What are you supposed to do? I don't know. After what I saw yesterday,
what's going on there?
I don't. I don't know what you're supposed. I needed that. Because my blood pressure was starting to...
Really?
Yeah.
It's hard to believe you have high blood pressure.
I'll tell you right now, if I'd have used Vintage Hollywood yesterday in the pick 5, I didn't use them. I would have been fuming.
I'll tell you something about Vintage Hollywood.
I would have needed to flat awesome Jenny for a lot of money.
He's a rail runner, Vintage Hollywood. That's like the third time he's come up the rail and won a race. That horse, he gets invigorated down the rail in the late stages.
Some horses don't like to pass inside horses. He has no problem doing it.
He's a rail runner. That horse is really a rail runner. It's kind of funny to see them. You're right. Some horses, they're usually lug-in type horses.
High Cow.
By the way, somebody tweeted to me, we'll go on to race number 5, when Mo Faith won. I don't know it was the race, and this was an open race for New York bred. Always good to break a New York bred's maiden on the maiden at Gulfstream for half the purse.
60% left the money.
This is Mo Faith. I might have bet at Chistori at 16 to 1 first time out. This horse beat a legit field. Now the pace held together. I got a funny stat. I didn't put it up. Off a maiden win in the turf, second time starter, 2 for 4 plus a second for Kelly Breen's barn. Look at that. It looks like Chistori. Wasn't that Chistori where those had the same colors, right?
Yes.
right?
Yep.
Billy Badgett.
Billy Badgett.
She was a really good horse.
She was nice.
She's had some good
She's
programs,
had some nice.
too.
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing.
I thought this horse might just be the best horse in the race.
Yeah. You know, and again, I don't know about you, but I will gravitate in these types of races towards the horses that have fewer starts than their rivals.
Isn't she supposed to be in front,
He's
too?
supposed to be very, if not on the lead, in this heat, yes, I would imagine just go right to the lead. From the draw and just the way this horse was tactical last time, I would just go to the lead. If somebody's intent on going, you know from last time that he don't mind just sitting right off. But
she's the kind of horse I went into the race once again thinking, no, I'll bet against this horse, and I went through.
He ran a real race last time.
Okay. Barley One got that huge fig, being $17,000 claimers last time. I don't know, man. A reclaim by Mike Stidham.
I mean, the problem with him is the two big races in his career have both come over that fairgrounds course.
And the win here was in that boggy course.
Yep.
His races in New York are not as good as
I know Shoot the Breeze went down to Gulfstream, but Danny Gargan took over the training, and he had some success with him down there. But
did he run a step last week, Shoot the Breeze? I don't remember.
Did he run third or fourth?
Yeah, that was a race where there were only 4 horses and any chance, right?
Yeah.
No, he didn't run. The big long shot ran third in there. The Speed, like 70-1, ran third in there.
Oh, the 7. The TT horse or something. Timely tested. Tested.
The horse who had the good race in Fifth Delmar. Oh, he went to 20-1.
Yeah.
He went from 40 to 20 late. We were talking about him in the show and saying it was crazy. He was 40-1. He went to 20-1.
I mean, I guess Barley won. I guess Austrian for the aforementioned Danny Gargan. He's gotten beat a couple of. He got beat less than a length, and then finally got the money in that starter condition at Gulfstream. I mean, I guess he's a horse that hasn't run against state breds too often in his career.
He had some trip to beat. I guess the figs are okay.
Yeah, figs are okay. Figs are improving for Danny. I don't know.
I don't want to have to transfer Gulfstream for him up here.
I'll tell you what.
Obviously, it's Danny Gargan. He's dangerous.
I'll tell you what.
I didn't really like this horse though.
I felt like you could take a nice lean on Mo Faith today.
I don't like to lean on horses off of 1 wins, and I do want to talk about Straw into Gold, the 9, who I think is interesting. Oh, I might be able to see Christoph because I'm not on the air until later, so I'll have to go take a visit down to the paddock to see him. This horse doesn't break, and he kind of runs into the side horse. This horse is really rank and kind of green early. I thought Joel did an incredible job. And Joel and Christoph, and you see him, they could have shown a little, I should have probably shown a little more, getting him to settle on the inside. And he got a very good trip after that. But I'm going to tell you something about this horse. He did not strike me as a horse. He's lugging in right here, and he's running. That was really, even knew what he was doing out there, and he still won. I thought this horse could be very dangerous second time out.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. He's been away now. And Christoph doing the smart thing, not taking a Florida bred.
I probably should have picked this horse second.
New York bred. Yeah, I don't like you and I kind of was counter.
Christoph did something smart.
Well, he didn't run the horse down at Gulfstream for
Miguel must have told
him. For 2/3 the money. That's probably what happened.
Couldn't have been.
We know Miguel makes smart decisions. So
I think you're going to say the opposite. We know that Christoph doesn't.
No, we know.
Therefore, we know there's somebody smart in that barn. We just don't know where.
Acacia Courtney.
That's
a very smart decision, obviously.
So. Acacia's off today. Okay, but I think Straw into Gold is dangerous. The more I think I should have picked this horse second, because Barley One can win. I don't really want Barley One in here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you might not be wrong about that. Like I said, I
think that horse is a little better than you might think. That
I like Austrian a little. I think it was Austrian. I probably should have made it 269 as well.
So we're going to take a break.
Yeah, let's do that. Pick 4 coming up. Late pick 4.
We'll be back.
No sport in the world brings the wins home like racing. It's one-of-a-kind, high-speed, high-stakes action, and Naira Bets takes you there. Place your bets and watch the races live from anywhere. With Naira Bets, make easy, secure deposits and promotions every day to earn reward points or cash. Download the Naira Bets app or visit nairabets.com.
We're back.
We are.
What do you like in the Apple Blossom?
I like Latruska.
I like Swiss Skydiver. I was going to bet Latruska. Everybody likes Latruska. She might be favored. I'm going to box 2-3, bet against Modern Boy Girl. That's my play.
I was going to box 3-6 and bet against Swiss Skydiver.
Okay. There you have it. Race number 6.
You know, Modern Boy Girls run the outside draw in half of her races. From 5-horse fields to 14-horse fields in the Kentucky Oaks.
Do you know that Chad Brown's run an outside post in 90% of the turf routes he's been in at Keeneland?
Scary.
It's unbelievable.
It's all 10s, 9s, 10s, and 11s.
It's amazing.
That horse ran good.
When I see
that horse ran well yesterday.
I just look at it.
Masterpiece. No pace.
Oh, the horse hadn't run a long time, right? He ran in
the turf in the Joe Hirsch. He ran well yesterday, going a mile and an eighth. I would imagine the Manhattan's next. But he ran well yesterday. I liked his return.
Race number 6. Let's take a look at my first Grammy. Do you remember your first Grammy, Anthony?
Yeah, my first Grammy was for a cover of And I Will Always Love You. I did it before Whitney Houston did it, back in '89.
You're considered, Brooklyn's answer to Whitney Houston. A lot of people don't know that.
I'm Queen's answer to
Queens.
Notorious B.I.G., actually.
There's a documentary I got to watch about him. I got to watch or something. You know what I'm going to say about this horse, who could really be the speed in this race? Is it possible he's just improved? I know there's been moisture in the track both races, but maybe this horse has just improved for Bob Laceris.
Yep.
I don't love him.
Maybe the blinkers have helped. He was a beneficiary of the bias when he broke his maiden, but Adwa came back and won.
Okay. This is a line I'm going to disagree with David. Does
How
he
so?
really think that Profusion is... Giant Shoes is going to be the co-third choice in here? I thought Giant Shoes would be the favorite.
So they're the 4, right? I mean, the 4 horses
David
we
likes
have.
the 3, so there's 5 in here. I don't think the 3's impossible. I don't love the horse. He was sort of an against the track horse.
Let's just base it on his morning. Let's just use the morning line. They're the 4. He obviously is. That's a decided. That's a decision. At 12-1 going to the 5th choice from 7-2. Yeah, I mean, I would imagine this race gets bet Moline, Profusion, and then the other 2.
I don't agree. Now, I'm not in love with my first Grammy, though. He has the speed, and I think he'll take money. I thought Giant Shoes, second off a layoff, stretching out a little bit. I know he's been kind of a failure in his career.
You think he'll be the favorite?
I won't be surprised. I doubt that.
You think he's going to be favored over a horse that ran in a
Why
grade
would
3 last
anybody
time?
bet Profusion, who just beat Warfront Fighter?
No. I think.
How was Warfront Fighter yesterday? By the way?
think. I hate knocking these horses.
No,
there are embarrassing defeats.
He's piling them up. He's like in Hall of Fame material.
I don't know how you could ever bet that horse.
I mean,
because we said it yesterday. Maybe he found that field. If
I
that wasn't the
found
field,
2 different horses. They ran 4th and 5th, and he still ran 3rd.
If that wasn't the field to find to
we have
break
the 2
your
favorites
maiden,
behind it.
I don't know where it is. I think the 1 will be the favorite in here. I think Moline will be the favorite.
Because it's Pletcher.
Pletcher and Carmouche. He ran in the Sam Davis last time. He broke his maiden for 50.
Pletcher
cuts
and
in half.
Kendrick as a big team going forward.
They've won quite a few races this.
But they won the Wood.
The last few. They won the Wood. They won like
great ride by
3
Kendrick.
other races since. Fantastic. I walked in with Kendrick today.
Wow. How'd he feel about that?
He waited for me. He was walking in. He saw me, my people, and he came walking over. We hung out for a little while and walked in.
Who was his second choice?
Probably Bubser, but he's not around. He likes big guys. That's how you know, big guys makes him look small.
Kevin Bubser, of course, his agent. Big NBA fan. Unlike you, he has taste in sports. You know something about the 1, and obviously he can win. I don't know. This horse ain't good. This ain't much horse.
Can't we say that about the whole bunch, Andy? Like you said, maybe my first Grammys just improved. Maybe the blinkers have helped. I don't know.
Profusion, 2-1 favorite off his win over Warfront Fire.
It was his first race in.
So what?
Well, I mean, it was his first race in 13 months, and he won.
He went. Here we go. I'll give some Rudy stats. Rudy actually has good stats because he has some big priced horses, but he's actually got decent numbers stretching out with maidens off maiden winners off off maiden wins and claiming races. Not 2-1 numbers, but okay. I didn't like this horse at all. I got him 4th. I considered putting him 5th. I'm just surprised. I thought the 5 would. I mean, the 6 is a speed, and isn't the 5 going to be the 5 and 6?
I'm not going to give you any.
I'm not in love with anybody here. Don't get me wrong.
I'm not going to give you a price, but I'll take 2 versus 5 for a lunch.
Oh, okay.
Let's do that. We haven't done anything today.
No, I don't need a price.
Yeah, same price, right? Take 2 over 5 for a lunch.
Okay.
I thought it was 1 and 2, then 5 and 6. I thought it was. Now that's a problem for me in the pick 5 because of Mo Faith's going to be a short price, and then these 2 horses are going to be 2 of the favorites. But it is what it is, right? Because yesterday it was going to pay $88 the early pick 5, and it paid $44,000.
It was a multiple.
Right?
Yeah.
I got 3 texts yesterday morning. What's this early pick 5 going to pay? $150? 44 dimes, buddy. Good job.
The nonsense of this thing is going to, I'm not playing, it's going to chalk out. Don't play it if you don't have any opinions and you don't know how to put together your tickets too expensive and all those things, that's fine. But to stay out of a pick 5 because you've decided it's going to be chalky makes no sense. So find out, break even or lose 30% of your play because it chalks out. But so what?
Ordinarily, I'd have my chest out. Look, silly key in that sequence. He was like the 3rd toughest horse to find.
He was like a favorite, I think, in there.
He was the 3rd toughest horse to find.
He got a very good ride by Jose.
He did, got a great ride. He got a great ride. Baz Mafia didn't break. Jose got aggressive and made sure he got.
So Jose's going to win the Aqueduct Championship, Spring Championship meet title, right? Because Irad's not here.
I would imagine.
Is he here tomorrow? No. He's probably,
I don't know.
He's at Oakland.
He took off yesterday because of the travel. He went to work known agenda at Churchill yesterday.
Jose's 3 in front of him anyway.
Much. Yeah. I mean, Jose came back, is riding really, really well.
I agree. Once again, overcoming his agent. It's not easy. It's not
easy. Is he a Mets fan still? I know Jose now,
do the Mets ever play? They get rained out every night.
Unlike Jimmy, Jose is a diehard. Jose is on Twitter all night during these Met games. I will give Jose credit.
Well, he's loyal, unlike Jimmy Riccio, his agent. It was, you know.
The ground starting game 1
He got annoyed when I made fun of him for dropping the Mets. He said, I've watched 90% of their games for 30 years.
The ground starting.
Just because we're masochists.
Game 1 at 5 o'clock Eastern today. Game time temperature, 41 degrees.
I heard it's supposed to be 20 for the second game.
And they're starting Joey Lucchesi. They got to send us Italian guys out there because we can handle it. That's how it works.
How are you in the cold? Well,
great.
You're like a bear.
Great. That's how I am. We all are.
No, I'm not. I'm not Italian, but I'm also bad in the cold. I hate the cold. Race number 7. Let's look at one of our favorite horses. Anthony, you have to admit, you've stolen this one from me. He was my boy way before you.
Little bit.
Way before you.
Little bit.
It's okay. Just, I want you to own it. Market Alert. I'll say one thing on Market Alert's win last time. He deserved to get a perfect trip because he's gotten so many unlucky trips in his career.
A forced hand 2-back, and then rewarded by the racing gods with a nice trip in here. Yeah. Then he pulled it into a win. Good ride by Jorge Vargas, too.
When Jorge's coming back?
Yeah, I don't know.
He was really riding well. Also overcoming the agent.
I think Jose Lezcano could be back by Derby. Could be back in a couple of weeks. Yep.
Yeah.
Could be back soon. This was a good
Riders
ride.
like NBA players, and they say they're out for 3 weeks, and you see them 3 months later. We knew that Jose Lezcano's would be out a couple of months.
This was a good ride.
Like 3 or 4.
He got LASIX last time. He loses it today because this is a stakes.
He's very dangerous. Right? No argument with him.
But I can't see. See, I think you and I are likely in agreement that 2-back when his hand was forced.
That was the best race he ran.
I'm sorry?
That was the best race he ran.
But I don't know how comfortable he was having to set it. And he might, I mean, where's the speed? Who's the speed in here?
Papa
Is
Smooth.
it Rider's Regret?
Papa Smooth.
Is it Papa Smooth? Yeah, I guess it's Papa Smooth.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. Let's watch Sinful Dancers' first race. Because we'll show the start of Sinful Dancers' first race in the 3-ace. He's the number 7. He doesn't break in here, Anthony.
Yep.
And are you so sure that he doesn't have a little more speed if he happens to break? I'm going to tell you something. You want to tell me this figure came back a little bit high? I don't know if that's the case. But let's say it's 5 points high and he ran a 78 buyer. He got left. He made a huge middle move in this race. And he still continued on and finished second. This horse, and he went to a very well-meant first-time starter.
Ran his eyeballs out.
I thought this horse ran huge. And sometimes you feel like a sucker, and maybe you are the sucker when you take horses that, you know, ran big races in their maiden races but didn't win when they come back in a stake. This is a $200,000 stallion stake. It's not like running back in the Zergo Special or something after running a maiden. And
the race restricted to there's a finite amount of horses eligible for this race.
Let me say something else. Let's say the winner in that race wasn't in there, and he beat the rest of the field by 4 lengths like he did, and with an 83 buyer. He might be 6-5.
I was going to say it'd be even money.
You know,
6-5.
So
even money, 6-5. Yep.
I don't see. I just think he maybe is the best horse in here.
You know what? I don't disagree. I'm going to tell you another thing though. I would not be surprised if he's still that price.
He could be 7-5 in here. No, you're not wrong. You're not.
Would not
I'm sure
surprise
that
me.
David considered the possibility that he would be pretty short in here. I don't think. I think it's a little bit tricky. I mean, you know, you do have Lobster who will look out, who is obviously good. I will say he had a gold rail 2-back when he was second going a mile. How comfortable are we that he's at this horse? I'm going to say this horse actually might be a better wet track horse, and also are we as comfortable he's as good going shorter?
No.
I don't care about the cutbacks.
I think that's more of the problem.
But the mile and slop and all that. And the other thing is, I don't know if he's fast enough. I guess he's close to fast enough if you don't believe in the 4.
And he got a pretty good, he got a pretty good trip last time. Chocolat just trying to, just struggled with that last 16th of a mile. And he
How do you pronounce it?
Chocolat. It's German for chocolate.
You're really on your game today. You must have got a lot of sleep last night.
No, actually,
Really?
the reverse.
I got a lot of sleep last night.
I told you,
Over 8
I've
hours.
been having the fishing dreams. My man Stefan Tefano keeps telling me that means I'm going to have a great deal of wealth, come into a great deal of wealth soon.
Yeah.
I just hope it's not the Mrs. Monahan's
What's his
fortune,
second
like a
most
bird.
insane thing he's ever said?
Remember in the honeymooners? And now, you don't remember this?
Which one?
When Ralph inherits Mrs. Monahan's bird, and now for the fortune. And
Yes.
he's like, get the bag. Tells Norton to get
One
the
of your
bag,
fans just
and they
came
bring
in.
the bird out. Who's that?
One of your fans. You missed it. One of your biggest fans. They had an Anthony Stabile jacket on.
Somebody asked me if I was going into the ladies' room today when I was walking in. We've been questioned several times.
You've been hanging out in the ladies' room?
I have not.
Anthony, you want to tell us about this?
You know, the ladies. This is the ladies' room, not the men's room. I was like, no, I'm going to work. Thank you.
This is what you call this work?
This is what you have to explain to the
Few
people
would
who are
agree.
doing the vaccines. Yes, I mean they're at work. We're having fun.
We are.
Well, no, we're at work, but it's not a job.
I'm thinking that the people of the vaccine, they're so nice there.
They're all very pleasant
it is
and lovely, yes.
It's a happy experience because people are thrilled to be there.
Mm-hmm.
It is. I feel a great deal of goodwill here at Aqueduct.
A lot of positive vibes.
Seriously.
There always is. Love the big A.
I know, I agree. I miss everybody, though.
Yeah.
I can't wait till people can come back so I can see Roy. I haven't seen Roy in over a year. This is the second longest period in my entire life. He disappeared for a while back in the 90s, when he showed up back at Gulfstream, I remember, and I'm like, dude, where you been? But
Big T. I miss Roy, man.
I've talked to him on the phone, but I haven't seen him.
It's different.
I see some of the guys around on the train occasionally and stuff. It's nice.
I did think it was Sinful Dancer and Market Alert. Again, another little bit of a drop-off.
I respect Lobster. I think it's great if he can get a piece in here. I'm curious what Sinful Dancer does, because sometimes these horses take a step back after a race like that.
That's what I'm worried about,
that
too.
Horse, that's fair. If that horse takes any kind of step forward or runs a race, that horse is going to be very tough.
Plus, like I said, I don't think they're going to be 5-2 and 3-1. I think they'll be more like 7-5 and 7-2. So.
I will continue my chalk-eating weasel ways, as will you, in race number, I assume, in race number 8.
I don't know what you're supposed to do.
I mean, Hard Love. We'll show this race at Central Park. I'm going to say something. The Central Park that we ran here last year, I don't know if we'll ever run one as good as this. These horses didn't beat the rest of the field by 400 lengths because they were a bad bunch behind them. They beat them because these are very good horses. Now, I know Never Surprised ran poorly at Gulfstream next time. First of all, it was moronic rating the horse, just beyond belief moronic, and it was a slow pace. And I don't want to make any big conclusions about that race down there. This is a very, very good horse that ran 2 big races here. Maybe he got hurt. I don't know if he has run since then. I don't know. Maybe he's playing a Derby day. I'm not going to discount Never Surprised. And Hard Love. I don't think the Christophe Clement maiden that he beat first time out has come back.
I don't remember seeing that horse
Was he a Euro?
back.
Was he? He might have been a Euro.
He may have been.
He was extremely heavily touted. This horse just turned him away. This is an unusually good horse. This isn't just the best horse in the race. I think this horse may be unusually good.
Yeah.
Like, this is a kind of horse that's if he stretches out, that could be a threat in any of our stake races this summer.
Yeah, his pedigree tells you he's not going to have, if he runs with his pedigree, he's not going to have a lot of trouble with any kind of distance they throw at him, really. Yeah, he's an exciting horse in the turf division. He really is.
They're going to have to, if he can still run, and if he improves off his 2-year-old form, they better have their running shoes on. And I know he's a short price, but this was
this was a smart move by Jonathan Thomas, too. Running him back over a course he's had success over and he's familiar with. As you know, a lot of people go chase the grade and go chase the money. Money's pretty similar. And if you're going to stay the course, the money's here in New York, the races are here in New York. You want to stay here. Don't waste the time shipping. I like the fact that he's bringing them back into place. Because like you, I'm excited for this horse. I think this horse is going to have a big year. And if we think he's going to have a big year, it's very hard to look against him in this race.
And to be fair, there are other speeds in here, but he doesn't have to have the lead.
No, he doesn't. He's never been on the lead.
Probably going to go. I've
He'll
kind
leave
of
for
lost my
position
faith
if
in
anybody.
original.
He'll leave for position if anybody goes. He'll let them. It's kind of the same. Leave for position. If anybody goes, you let them go, and then you just.
Let's roll through this, or we won't have time for the last race.
What else? I mean, Sifting Sands.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to be surprised when Sifting Stance takes a step forward for Chad Brown. And, I mean, obviously, he didn't run his first race at Saratoga, but something must have gone wrong that day. He did get a perfect trip to win here. It wasn't a bad race, though. He beat a decent enough horse to finish second, a Grand Motion horse. It was first-time turf. I think this horse is okay. He's just going to have to really step forward to beat the one.
And unlike a lot of Chad Brown horses at Tampa, this horse actually got a good ride from Sammy Camacho. Sammy Camacho was on this one.
I agree.
He gave Sammy gave this horse a good ride.
I got a sneak.
This horse was a tip first. Chad liked this horse. They liked this horse a lot first time out. And he didn't, he just didn't fire that day. But he'd have to step up and hope Hard Love doesn't.
I'm going to give you my sneak in here. Minuteman.
Okay.
This is his all-turf pedigree. Mm-hmm. And this horse actually ran okay in the dirt last time.
Yeah.
I mean...
Right up 9 furlongs, too, to,
I
nice
want to play some tries and try to get this horse in there.
Sure.
I want to try, because I know Shawty's okay, but I don't know.
I'll tell you what.
He's just okay.
He got some ride last time, man. Woo.
Good or bad?
Awful.
Why? What was wrong with it?
It was awful.
Really?
Yeah, he was
I didn't think it was. I thought it was fun.
Yeah, I thought
really?
it was awful. Yeah. I thought it was awful.
Saved ground in the first turn. He angled out in the second turn. I don't know. All right. We'll have to agree to disagree. Yeah. Shawty. But Jorge Abreu, big weekend last weekend.
Yep.
Race number 9. There's something in race number 9 that's important to note. The number 13.
Javier Castellano's riding the number 13, by the way.
Well, that's not a bad thing either. I moved this horse to my second pick.
Okay.
This is a very interesting horse. I mean, I don't love the sire. It's my lucky, won the Woodward, but he beat Moreno in the Woodward, right? To reverse the tables on the Whitney.
Yes.
He was a very good horse. Eddie Plesa?
Eddie Plesa, Jr., yes, sir.
Not really a turf sire. The dam herself was 5 for 18 in the turf, hit the board 13 times. She won like $200,000. She was good. She was a sprinter. She was good. This horse has a big pedigree, and John Terranova is a very dangerous man. This is a big get-in off the A's. I'm just telling you. Because you look at this race, are there any killers in here? What do you like about the 6? Do you know who I am? That's because it's your favorite line?
City Zip out of Verrazano, the way around. Verrazano out of a City Zip mare. Couple of dirt races over the winter. I would assume this horse is going to
Wouldn't this be one of those
turf.
Anthony's? Why are they running the horse in claiming races if they were waiting for turf?
They'd pay $4,000 for the horse, Eddie.
You know why?
I don't know why.
I think he's told you why. Okay.
Well,
I wish you the best of
She
luck.
probably has. I mean, but
this horse is 9-2 morning line. First time in the turf. Have at it. The dam was 0 for 2 on the turf. It's her first foal. Second dam was 0 for 9 on the turf, though did actually run well, but I was a good dirt and turf horse, even though never winning on the turf. Okay, I didn't get it, but I saw this race very differently. I like the 11, Sassy Melissa. They made a mistake going along with this horse in the second start. This is a sprinter, and I want to show you this horse's race. It's the number 3 horse. Will break about a length slowly, but really kind of moves up very, very well into the race here. You can see him just sort of, Johnny asked a little at the start, and I thought he moved up very smoothly. This is a horse that John Velasquez had a lot of trouble with him, and I'm sure Jose Ortiz has watched this race, and he's aware. Because I think I worry about the post, because he is kind of a lug-in horse. You see how hard Johnny's hitting him? And this is the thing about the whip. He's trying to get this horse out in the clear, and he doesn't want to go out in the clear, or she doesn't.
She wants to stay behind those horses.
Right there, she wants to go.
She wants to stay behind horses.
And now, she lost 4th because Johnny was just
fighting her the whole way.
But I can't blame him for this one because he was fighting her so hard. I can't imagine how tough it was to ride her. Now, she has more experience. Maybe she's better than that. But I actually thought she ran okay in that race that day. And I got a third.
I think she makes sense.
I thought there were other horses in here. What about Christophe Clement? Tails, I win it. You're not going to use your man, Christophe?
I'm using a bunch. I'm using 2, 4, 5, 6, 8, 11, 13.
Off the long layoff?
I had a tough time with this race.
Esotica has speed. Couldn't Esotica be the speed?
Yeah.
Not really the turf family, but speed, Mike Maker. I don't know.
I thought Orma ran like a horse that needed her first race back at Belmont. Now she gets Trevor McCarthy.
The problem with that race, Anthony, was it was a terrible race.
It's terrible.
That was my. I'm not totally.
But I'm not so much worried about. I'm worried about her looking like she needed the race. I'm not really so much worried about what she did. Now she gets 6 months. She's back.
She's 40-1.
Say again?
She was 40 to 1.
Listen, right,
No,
a bad race. 40 to 1 in a bad race. I understand that. Also, when the barn went cold. So.
Okay, listen, this is a crapshoot race.
Yeah, I want to use 6 or 7.
I looked at that horse. I watched the race.
Listen,
I don't know.
I'm thin early, so I'm never thin. But I'm thin in the sequence early, so I'm going to lean on Mo Faith. Obviously,
Who
Hard
do you like
Love.
in the Oakland handicap?
I'm a Silver State guy. He's one of my pets, so it's kind
Good
of
news for you. I'd like to
though.
book every cent on him.
Oh, I like.
Really?
I thought he was going to get a good trip. There's the speed outside. I think he's just going to sit behind the
He
speed.
beat Rated R Superstar by a neck last time.
Yeah, I know, but I think he's going to get it better. I'm sick of this. I'm sick of the Owendale.
Oh, Owendale has no chance.
You know,
Owendale should be 30 to 1 in there.
I mean, wasn't Fearless better?
Fearless.
Oh.
Yeah, but you didn't look up Fearless's last race. Horses have come out of that race and run. The second horse was third, the Godolphin Mile. The fourth horse won a stake, and the fifth horse won a stake, and they both improved double digits.
No, my point is, I thought he was
good.
good last time, and I think he might have been better going shorter.
Yeah, he's supposed to be fine going long. Maybe.
I'll tell you one thing: he broke the 2 times the rod's ridden him. This horse has had some issues.
He's a goofy horse.
Yeah, but he can. I don't love the California.
I'm
horse.
using him with Express Train and Silver Prospector was in a dead rail.
I'm using the Silver Prospector too. I'm using the 2 silvers, but I'm gonna focus on Silver State.
Don't save $5 for socks. Somebody actually said
last time you said that to me.
Horse won.
That horse won.
Somebody
I'm very
suggested
excited
on Twitter
now.
that you didn't know what that meant. I didn't even respond. Of course you know.
Please. Odd Couple's one of my 5 favorite shows, 10 favorite shows of all time. It's in the top 10 for sure.
I would be Oscar, by the way.
No
if
Game
we
of
were
Thrones.
the Oscar.
It's no Game of Thrones or Cheers.
All
It's
right,
up there.
head over to Naira Bets. That's what you've got to do because of all the unbelievable fun.
And look, we even have a promo code for you today.
Got that Derby 25.
Andy got it all. Andy pulled the strings, boy.
It's kind of hidden. You'd think they would want to emphasize that. Put it in their color. By the way, that is not Known Agenda because Known Agenda was number 5 in the Florida Derby.
That's what I said to you.
Yeah. Oh, okay. You were right again. You're on a roll. We'll max over $200 your initial deposit, and then we'll offer you a $25 Derby bet.
That could be Vino Rosso in the Stymie.
Wow. Good call.
That's who that could be.
Wow. All right. That's Naira Bets. Head over, participate, and keep the money in the game and keep the money in New York as well. Support racing in New York. The cross-country pick 5. Keeneland 7, Oakland 7, Keeneland 9, Aqueduct 9, Oakland 9. Lots of 9s, lots of 7s, 3 racetracks, 2 graded stakes, all sorts of fun action. And you saw that race number 9. Here's a fun one, too. Mm-hmm. Also, what else do we have? 5 to 8, FS2. Greg Wolf and I will be upstairs. Maggie's in Oakland, and Jonathan is in Texas.
He's ensconced in Texas, I heard.
Ensconced in Texas, correct. And also, there's that bet on the...
You bet $25 or more on the app, on the Apple Blossom. I'll be doing it with Latruska. You can get up to a $20 winner's bonus.
You can bet 50 too, and you still get the bonus.
I said at least $25 on the app. That's an app only. He's waiting.
Johnny I.
Yeah, big Yankee fan. He's having a tough time of it so far.
Yankees are really crushing. I know. It's
having a tough time of it. So sorry,
John. I got
John.
a feeling that in the game season where they play 10% of their games, the Yankees will be fine. They have too good a roster to be that bad, as much as I'm not a fan.
I'm going to enjoy it now, Andy.
I'm not unhappy about it either. I haven't teased Pat McKenna about it, but I will soon. Johnny I, up next, the reprise, the scratch stage. Have a great day.